back to another week of fantasy football. This one saw an NFL team score 70 and a fantasy football team nearly break 200. All that and more coming right up. I'd intended to write a great recap about my secondary teammates battling it out in what turned out to be a pretty close game, but then Taylor Swift showed up and all of those plans went right out the window. I was going to write some Taylor Swift puns about Travis Kelce shaking off would-be tacklers or telling him that he needed space or that he's going to change his jersey to number 22 or that the Chiefs putting up 41 points on the Bears was because of some kind of bad blood. But I'm better than that, right? Okay, who are we kidding? I'm not. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. In what comes as a shock to literally everyone, the Rambling Mongoose won their second game in a row. In fact, the players were so shocked that several of them immediately grabbed at their hamstrings in pain. For the second time in 3 weeks, Tyreek Hill went off, but it wasn't enough for Jeff's team. Dak got Mike McCarthy in the red zone as the Cowboys failed to score from inside the 10-yard line 3 different times. Jeff's team falls to 0-3, but don't count them out. He's also had the most points scored against him, and that eventually evens out. Right? In the most fantasy football game of all time, last place Drake blew out first place Juan. Jordan Love looks like he might just be a real actual NFL quarterback. Kenneth Walker is getting a ton of carries for the Seahawks and making the most of them. He's had almost 50 points over the last 2 weeks. For Juan, Daniel Jones showed once again that he was who we thought he was. For the second straight week, he started inactive Aaron Jones. He'll be back at some point soon, but does anybody want to tell Juan that he's not required to start him every week? Honestly, he didn't do that much worse than Antonio Gibson, so it's really not that big of a deal. Last week, Jennifer lost by less than 3 points. Does anybody remember who it was that beat her? This week...
Hey y'all, Charles here. So real quick, I actually recorded the original video on Monday when this game was still really close. Then Caitlin ended up going off on Monday night and winning by 27. So yeah, this whole part doesn't make any sense anymore. Trust me, it's better if we just move ahead.
I don't know what feels worse, losing to Ashley by 80 and being the lowest scoring team in the league, or scoring 130 points and still losing by 50. Dr. Spencer's already finding a place on her desk for this year's trophy, and I can't really blame her. By the end of the noon game, the only thing left to really wonder about this game was whether or not she'd break 200 points. Okay, let's look ahead. Here's who I think wins in week 4. I'm taking me over April. I heard a rumor on TMZ that T-Swift is breaking up with Travis Kelce because he cheated on her with Meryl Streep or something, right? It'll be in the next album. He'll be too sad to play this week. Also, April owes me a week's worth of lunches if I win. I can't help but feel like the Mongoose are the Brewer Bears to April's Alito Bearcats. That's a joke between just me and her. Basically, I think that we're bitter rivals, and she thinks it's not that big of a deal because she's got her sights set on a state championship or something. I'm going with Caitlin over Taylor. This game feels like it could be one that everybody needs to pay attention to. Buffalo and Miami are playing each other. Taylor has Buffalo's Josh Allen. Caitlin has Tua. This one could be spicy. Jeff and Jennifer play a fantasy football game against each other. You know what that means. Somebody has to win this game. Drama. Heather plays Drake this week. Coming off a big win for Drake, I'm not going to take him again. Christian McCaffrey is really stinking good. And finally, maybe we should stop picking whether or not Ashley wins games and just bet on whether or not she breaks 200 points. I'll say no. Barely. Probably. Yeah. I'm going no. And that's it for this week. We'll see you next time. That was Chewbacca.